let's read quickly translations of 7 and 8, and then we can read 9 together. Number take 7. All of us, both demons and demigods, have been born of the same father, Kashyapa, and thus we are related as brothers. But now we are exhibiting our personal prowess in dissension. Therefore, we request you to settle our dispute and divide the nectar equally among us. Text 8. Having thus been requested by the demons, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who had assumed the form of a beautiful woman, began to smile, looking at them with attractive feminine gestures. She spoke as follows. Text 9, please repeat. Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Katham Kashyapādāyādā
Katham Kashyapādāyādā
Pumshalyam Mai Sangata
Pumshalyam Mai Sangata
Vishvasam Pandito Jatu
Vishvasam Pandito Jatu
Kaminishu Nayati
Kaminishu Nayati
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Katham Kashyapādāyādā
Katham Kashyapādāyādā
Pumshalyam Mai Sangata
Pumshalyam Mai Sangata
Vishvasam Pandito Jatu
Vishvasam Pandito Jatu
Kaminishu Nayati
Kaminishu Nayati
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Katham Kashyapādāyādā
Katham Kashyapādāyādā
Pumshalyam Mai Sangata
Pumshalyam Mai Sangata
Vishvasam Pandito Jatu
Vishvasam Pandito Jatu
Kaminishu Nayati
Kaminishu Nayati Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Katham Kashyapādāyādā
Katham Kashyapādāyādā
Pumshalyam Mai Sangata
Pumshalyam Mai Sangata
Vishvasam Pandito Jatu
Vishvasam Pandito Jatu
Kaminishu Nayati
Kaminishu Nayati Shri Bhagavan Vacha Katham Kashyapādāyādā Pumshalyam Mai Sangata Vishvasam Pandito Jatu Kaminishu Nayati Shri Bhagavan Vacha Katham Kashyapādāyādā Pumshalyam Mai Sangata Vishvasam Pandito Jatu Kaminishu Nayati
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
the Supreme Personality of Godhead
the Supreme Personality of Godhead
in the form of Mohini Murti said,
in the form of Mohini Murti said,
Katham,
Katham,
how is it so?
how is it so?
Kashyapādāyādā,
Kashyapādāyādā,
you are all descendants of Kashyapa Muni.
you are all descendants of Kashyapa Muni.
Pumshalyam,
Pumshalyam,
unto a prostitute
unto a prostitute,
who agitates the minds of men.
who meditate the minds of men.
Mai,
Mai,
unto me.
unto me.
Sangata,
Sangata,
you come in my association.
you come in my association.
Vishvasam,
Vishvasam,
faith. Pandita,
Pandita,
those who are learned.
those who are learned.
Jatu,
Jatu,
at any time.
at any time.
Kaminishu,
Kaminishu,
unto a woman.
unto a woman.
Na,
Na,
never.
never.
Yati,
Yati,
takes place. He, indeed.
Indeed.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, in the form of Mohini, told the demons, O sons of Kashyapa Muni, I am only a prostitute. How is it that you have so much faith in me? A learned person never puts his faith in a woman. Purport. Chanakya Pandita, the great politician and moral instructor, said, Vishwaso naiva kartavya strishu rajakuleshu cha. Never put your faith in a woman or a politician. Thus, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who was pretending to be a woman, warned the demons against putting so much faith in her, for she had appeared as an attractive woman ultimately to cheat them. Shri Radha Paris Ishwar Go Nithai Sachisuta Jagannath Baldev Sodra Maharani ki. Indirectly disclosing the purpose for which she had appeared before them, she said to the sons of Kashyapa, How is this? You were all born of a great rishi, yet you are putting your faith in a woman who is loitering here and there like a prostitute, unprotected by father or husband. Women in general should not be trusted, and what to speak of a woman loitering like a prostitute? The word Kamini is significant in this connection. Women, especially beautiful young women, invoke the dormant lusty desires of a man. Therefore, according to Manu Samhita, every woman should be protected either by her husband or her father or by her grown sons. Without such protection, a woman will be exploited. Indeed, women like to be exploited by men. As soon as a woman is exploited by a man, she becomes a common prostitute. This is explained by Mohini Murti, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Ajnantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Katham Kashyapadaaya Pumshalyam Mai Sangataha Vishwasam Pandito Jatu Kaminishu Nayatihi. The Supreme Personality of Godhead in the form of Mohini told the demons, O sons of Kashyapa, I am only a prostitute. How is it that you have so much faith in me? A learned person never puts his faith in a woman. Hare Krishna, it's a very tough verse to speak on. I saw the verse before the class and then I was praying that Maharaj comes and my desires were fulfilled. Maharaj was there. Only for a short time. So anyway, Krishna has given some challenge, so hopefully I can put this in proper context as Prabhupada has mentioned. So all these statements are true, but how to understand? Especially to speak on such topics in the Western world, it's very difficult because many people, not only women, many men as well, will be offended. But the issue with the Shastra is the words of Shastra never change. they are like lines on a rock. When you put a line on a rock, it never changes. And line on a water, it disappears. As soon as you put a line on water, on the surface of water, it disappears. So in modern day and age, or not even in modern day and age, but those who are under the grips of material nature, their statements are like lines on water. They say something and they change their opinion the next moment. But Shastra is like the lines on a rock. When you scratch a rock, the line stays there forever. Even that may go, but Shastra's words never change. So Bhagavad Gita, Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita, 700 verses. They are there as it is. There's no second edition, third edition of the shlokas. Shlokas never change. Of course, the real meaning is lost. So that's why we have to be very careful in understanding. And that's why we have the parampara system. If we hear the words of Shastra in the line of disciplic succession, then we can actually understand the real meaning. One senior devotee was giving class on Bhagavatam and he was speaking that Prabhupada has given these books, and Prabhupada said, my books will be law books for next 10,000 years. But you will find many devotees within ISKCON. Unfortunately, some devotees may think, oh, these books have become little outdated. 50 years back when Prabhupada wrote, maybe that time they were little relevant, but now times are changing. So things are not very relevant. We need to edit it. So in some places, things have been changed. But if you see Prabhupada's books, they will be relevant. So how to understand, that's a challenge. So that's why we have to hear in the right association. So this topic is very challenging, especially those who are new to Krishna consciousness. When they see this, the Prabhupada starts his purport with Chanakya Pandit's shloka, which is can be very controversial. Vishwaso naiva kartavya strishu rajkuleshu. You never put your faith in a woman or a politician. What to speak of politician who is a woman? Oh, there is like equal nominations in the parliament houses these days. So this statement will be very. This is Chanakya Pandit. He's not Prabhupada considered him a very wise man, so he used to quote Chanakya Pandit's Niti Shastra and Artha Shastra like that. But he is a very wise person. He's not exactly a Vaishnava, but those statements which are in line with Bhagavad Gita and the Shastra Vedas, Prabhupada would quote those verses. So, how to understand this? One time, one lady devotee asked Prabhupada, right? I'm paraphrasing. So she asked, can women go back to Godhead? Something like that she asked. And Prabhupada said, not if you think you are a woman. So we go back to Godhead when we give up the bodily conception of life. So there is an identity crisis. We think we are the body. If we think we are a man, we think we are a woman. Oh, these days, if we think we are a woman in the body of a man, we are a man in the body of a woman. So many things. There's the problem, the bodily conception, the problem with bodily conception is this is a disease. It's a skin disease. And another statement of Chanakya Pandit is there are three things which you should eliminate as soon as possible. One is death, another is fire, and another is disease. So you can't keep a disease and say, oh, it's okay, we'll keep a disease. It's just a little bit. The problem with these three things is if you don't eliminate them, don't get rid of them as soon as possible, they increase. If you have a debt, there's interest rate, it keeps increasing. You have to pay it as soon as possible. And then if there is a fire, for example, here on this cushion, if there's this little spark, and we think, oh, it's just a little bit, that's okay, after class we'll deal with it. But the speaker may not remain until time and end of class. So, and same with disease. So this bodily conception is like a disease. You see, if you think you are a man, that's also a problem. If you think you are a woman, that's also a problem. So the disease has increased in modern age. So people think, oh, there's not only two genders, there's more. And it's not defined at birth. You can decide. So these is like next level of disease.
Mhm.
It's not that if you are in a body of a man and you think you are a man, that's not a problem. That's also a problem. But then you have to deal with the problem. So this is the issue. So we are not bodies, we are spirit souls, and that's the first teaching of Bhagavad Gita. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yoganam jara tatha dehantar praptir dhiras tatra moyati. The soul is within the body and it's evolving in the sense the soul is going from one body to another and the body is changing. Soul doesn't change. Soul is constant fact. So soul, whether in a male body or a female body, has in one sense equal opportunity to go back to Godhead. But according to Vedic rules, we have different responsibilities in different bodies. That's why there is Varnashram system. So here we see another statement from Manu Samhita that every woman should be protected either by husband or father or grown-up sons. So why should women be protected? Because if they are not protected, they will be exploited. So intelligence is not in saying that, oh, why are we in a dependent position? Because it seems that being dependent is a weaker position and a lower position. So if one doesn't accept that, and which is happening, especially in the Western world, that we don't need any protection, so then there is a lot of exploitation. And in all societies, this is true anywhere in the world. Doesn't matter how educated you are or how much money you have, the fact remains the fact. If you're not protected, if you have a weaker position and you don't have protection, you'll be exploited. This is a general concept, not only for a woman, but for a child or an old man. Whoever doesn't have protection, they will be exploited because there are evil people in the world. Dvau bhut sargau lokesmin daiva asura evcha. There are always two types of people, divine and demoniac. There are two natures. So the demoniac are always, they want to see where there is weakness, so we can exploit. And they don't have any shame or they don't hesitate. You see, these demoniac people, they try to rob or beat old people, children, women. They just are demoniac. So that's their nature. So intelligence is in understanding our situation, if we are strong or weak. Even they physically, generally the females are weaker than the male, generally speaking. Of course, there are women bodybuilders, they may be much stronger than us, but generally speaking. So this is intelligence. And you see, if that's not followed, even in the most wealthy area of United States of America, California, where there is Silicon Valley in the north and Hollywood in the south, there's a lot of exploitation which came up just 2 or 3 years back. There was a big Me Too movement, and these big corporate ladies and Hollywood actresses, they actually told we were exploited. Because if you are in a weaker position and there is no protection, then there are problems. So that's why in the Shastra this point is addressed. So the main point we want to focus is the equal opportunity that we have for Krishna consciousness. So whenever this topic comes up, Prabhupada always quotes Bhagavad Gita 9:32. Mami path vipashitya yepi syu papayonaya striyo vaishyas tatha shudras tepi yanti param gatim. Who can achieve param gatim, the greatest destination? Everyone. So striyo vaishyas tatha shudras, So another point is generally when Western women and in the Western world generally people when they hear that women is weaker and then they say why are you criticizing women? So the correct answer is Prabhupada or Shastra is not criticizing women. They are criticizing everyone because whoever is not a devotee, there is a problem there. And in Kali Yuga, everyone is Shudra. In Shastra it says Kalau Shudra Sambhava. So no one is in a better situation, everyone is in a weaker situation. So Striyo, Vaishyas, Tatha Shudras, so everyone is in that category. But especially for when we say woman, the word woman when it's used here, it is referring to those who are not devotees. If you are a devotee, then you are Vaishnava is above the whole Varnashram actually, or to speak of material designation of male and female. The Varnashrama, the 8 designations of Varnashrama, they are also material, but they are Krishna's system, Krishna's designation. So a Vaishnava or a Vaishnavi is above the Varnashrama designation. What to speak of material male position or a material female position. So when here it says a woman, then we understand it's just a woman who is not yet a devotee. We hope everyone becomes a devotee, all men, all women. So then we can very nicely follow our material conditioned dharma and the constitutional dharma. And if you see, there is no equality on the material platform. This is another problem. People say, oh, there should be equality. Why are you discriminating? On the material platform, there cannot be equality. The communism came up, how they wanted a classless society, right? But that can never happen. In the society, there are always 4 classes and there are 4 spiritual orders. Naturally there, you cannot eradicate them. So in the so-called communist countries, you will find there are some intelligent people who are like professors, teachers. There are some administrators, soldiers who are governing the country or the region. Then there are some businessmen, business-minded people, and there are some laborers who have good physical strength. So there always will be these 4 types of social classes and 4 types of spiritual classes. So we can never eradicate, we have to discriminate on the material platform. Equality is on the spiritual platform. There everyone is equal. When we do spiritual activities, hearing, chanting, there is no discrimination. Everyone can hear Bhagavatam, everyone can give Bhagavatam class or Bhagavad Gita class. When you go out on book distribution, that's also giving class actually. Chanting, right? Kirtan means, Kirti means glory. You are expanding Krishna's glory. So when you go out on book distribution, you talk to a person, that is a short class actually. So there is no discrimination. Everyone can do kirtan, everyone can distribute books, everyone can chant japa. There is no discrimination on spiritual platform, and everyone can do deity worship, everyone can cook, everyone can lead kirtan. There is no discrimination. So that's why everyone is happy in Krishna consciousness. The problem is on the material platform. They keep protesting, so many protests, and there is no resolution to anything. So many meetings, so many protests, so many demonstrations, and no one is satisfied. There is always some problem which comes up. Some war is happening everywhere in the world. So this is the main disease of bodily conception of life. So we have to actually understand all these topics with a mature intelligence, and then we can very easily understand these topics. So here, Supreme Personality of Godhead is in the form of Mohini Murti, and she is saying to the demons that you are actually sons of a very great father, Kashyapa Muni. then how are you acting as unintelligent people? Just a couple of days back, probably yesterday or day before, this topic came up that only the demons are bewildered by this material glitter. Everyone can be bought off, everyone has a price. Only a devotee cannot be bought off. A Brahmana cannot be bought off. The real Vaishnava and real Brahmana, they cannot be bought off. Otherwise, everyone has a price. You give them, they are tempted to some sort of glitter of material world. You give them their right price and they can do whatever you say. So everyone has a price. You just have to see who has what price materially. But if someone is a devotee, you cannot actually purchase them. They have a very different outlook because they are surrendered to Krishna. And Krishna gives them intelligence. So nothing of the material world attracts them. So the personality of Godhead is telling them now. So after bewildering them, Supreme Personality of Godhead is giving, in the form of Mohini Murti, is giving them intelligence also. But the thing is, even after that, they will not understand. So this is the power of Maya. So Krishna's Maya is so strong. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mama Maya Duratyaya, it is insurmountable. No one can cross over. Only a person who has fully surrendered to me can easily cross over. So these demons are, as you know, the shloka I was saying, Krishna Bhakta Smito Deva and Asura Tad Viparyaya. Those who are Krishna's devotees, they are called divine or demigods. And those who are opposite to that, those who don't surrender to Krishna, they are called demons. So these are demons, actual demons. So even Supreme Personality of Godhead herself, in the form of Mohini Murti, gives knowledge to them, but still they will not understand. They will be blinded by Krishna's material energy because they want that. That's their nature, demoniac nature. So equal opportunity is there even for the demons. This is a topic comes up in Bhagavatam again and again. In the 7th canto, 1st chapter, there it is entitled Krishna who is impartial to everyone. So how is he impartial? He is actually cheating the demons. He is impartial in the sense the living entities in the demoniac body, if they choose to serve Krishna, they will also be bestowed with pure devotional service. Just like Prahlad Maharaj, Bali Maharaj, they were born in demoniac family, but they became greatest devotee. So there is no discrimination. If one is born in a demoniac body, male body, female body, it doesn't matter. Indian body, Western body, doesn't matter. We may be given a good opportunity. For example, generally it is said that a male body is more, Prabhupada, you will read in Prabhupada's purport, a male body has a better chance for spiritual progress, or an Indian body has a chance of spiritual progress. But doesn't matter. If you have, for example, 100 euros, you have 100 euros, but what do you do with it? That's up to you. You have been given a minute independence. You can purchase alcohol or meat products, or you can donate it to Krishna. You were given some facility, but how do you use it? So that is more important. So in Kali Yuga, Indian or Western, it's all it's a merge now. When you go to India, you can find all the latest companies there. It's the whole world has become like a global village. It's like one place. There's, of course, there's still something in India that you will not find in the West. What is that? That's the Dham. Of course, Prabhupada says these temples anywhere in the world, they are like the embassies. So this building is Dham actually, because Lord Dham means where Lord is present, where Lord resides. So Radha Paris Ishwar resides here, Nitai Sachisuta Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, they reside here. So this is also Dham. But at the same time, the Dham in India, that's special. That's why Prabhupada said, I'm building these temples, Krishna Balaram and Mayapur Chandrodaya temple, and now TOVP is coming up. Prabhupada said, those who are the Sankirtan devotees, those who are preaching in the West, should come to India every year, if possible, to wash off the contamination. Because when you go out in the world and meet people, their contamination, we get some of it. So when we go to Dham, we wash off. Of course, this is Dham, this temple, but at the same time, that doesn't mean we should never visit Dham in India. We should plan like that. Of course,